What's up, guys? Just going to go through the second half of the round that I put up with Owen about a week ago. Let's get straight into it then. Starting stood up. Very slippy on these mats when it's sweaty, so you've got to be cautious. Wrestling boots are great, but I don't have any at the moment. Need to get hold of some. Just starting in the clinch, looking for the collar tie and the underhook. Been working a game from there from standing. Owen looking to pummel in for double unders. Just managed to slip away. Touch on the neck and shoot for the double, but well read by Owen, straight on the neck. Gets a nice guillotine finish. Straight back on the collar tie. Owen really good with the wrist control there. Looking to pummel for his own collar tie. Look for the underhook. Looking to bring that elbow across the body. Now here, just going to pull guard, looking for a leg, but see the arm. Owen just staying nice and tight with the elbows and working from the guard. Heisting up a little bit more when I'm on the seated guard, trying to create space between the legs so I can shoot back in. Owen looking for the cradle, trying to counter with the arm drag. End up switching my hips and getting into close guard. Always looking to control one wrist when I first get to close guard, but trying a different tactic, looking for double unders and hipping out. Owen just clearing that angle by posting up on that right leg. Makes it so that I have to gain height as well. Now here, might have done a better job if I switched my grip to a better position, but I was just holding on to the double unders, just kind of playing with a new position that I'm not used to, looking for a different way to manipulate the legs. See if I can get that angle. And I think here, Owen just pummels that right hand to the inside space, breaks the grip, and I just accept the guard on the bottom. Looking to keep my legs in front, shoot for the triangle. Owen's quick to get both hands to the outside. He's been using a double unders bait and then jumping over the top for the double overs, which has been working really nice. Gets a nice pass. I'm blocking for the mount as he brings his arm round. I just post. I think he gives me some space because we're near the edge of the mat here. Looking for a shin on shin with a grip on the calf. Owen really good with this wrist control on top. Just gets his knee through. Just trying to keep my feet and my legs in front of him. Kind of taking a rest and a breather, focusing on just keeping good position. See a nice opportunity here. Managed to get underneath, pull the arm across, kick through. Owen running out, sprinter escape and turning. And then here to finish, just a beautiful foot sweep. That judo coming out there. And that's the end of the round. Great round. Let's have a look at some positions here. So why didn't this double leg work? Let's break it down a little bit. Okay, so we're fighting hands and I'm going to shoot the double. So as I snap down and look for the double, I'm leading with my head. So I'm not dropping and doing a knee down shot, I'm just leading in with my hands and my head. Owen's already bringing his hips back and away, and he's already looking with that right arm around the neck, that left arm wrapping around the armpit there. Soon as I shoot, I look to get my head up, but he's already got a grip on the neck. I try to chase the angle round and keep my posture up, and he's just going to keep circling. Just a really nice grip. I'm posting on the hips because the idea here is if he can get his hips close to me, he can stand up and deadlift with better leverage, putting more force on the neck. He's keeping a really good position, keeping his head tight. I'll tell you now, if you leave your neck open for a split second, Owen, and he can get hold of it, there's a good chance he's going to finish. So again, let's have a look at that. So here, two grips on the hands, just hand fighting, and then go up for the neck. Nice bit of space, so I don't think the entry was too badly timed. I think it's just that experience Owen's got. He's just ready for the shot. My hips are under my shoulders, my head's up nice and tall, so I'm doing a good job with the entry. I changed the level, but Owen just super quick on the neck, clearing that angle by circling round, just staying tight on that neck. So one more time, all the way through. Boom. Gets the finish there. Lovely. Let's have a look. There's go through the leg entry. We'll go through this as well. Why did he get this pass? So Owen's been using a double unders pass, been working on it. We had a really good seminar with Freddie, went over a lot of double under pass details. Owen's been working this and he's been trying to get it on me. When he goes for the double unders, I go really heavy with my legs, really heavy with my hips, which opens my hips up. So as soon as I drop my hips and make my hips heavy, he shoots over the top for a double overs pass. Now, this is working off a very simple principle that when you're doing sport, your opponent can only process one piece of information at a time. So just like a dummy in rugby, you do a dummy, you fake to one side and your opponent reacts and then you go to the other. Very simple principle. As I'm dealing and reacting to the double unders, I'm still processing that, and then because I'm reacting, he shoots for the double overs and he can catch a nice clean entry. So here, double unders, switches quickly. One sec. I accidentally clicked that. So here, double unders, lifting, shoots over the top, lovely entry. Gets around the top. Now here, I'm bringing my left hand up to my head to defend the crossface. But Owen's gone round the back of the neck to get the cradle. Now, in this position, I'm trying to keep my head as tall as possible, and I post on the hip. What I should have done is pummeled my hand inside the bicep or fought the hand on the chin to clear my head so that my head could move freely. Doesn't matter how hard I try and posture up, if he's got control of the head, he's just going to be able to chase around the angle. So here, look, posting on the hip, whereas realistically, I should have brought my hand on the inside of the bicep to clear my head and clear the upper body control. But as you can see, I did that after he'd passed my legs and controlled the hips. And he settles into a side control. Then he gives me some space because we're near the edge of the mat. So just one more time, looking through. So from here, triangle, double unders, double overs, head control, controlling the hips, consolidating side control. Really good. Now, one little detail that I've noticed from training at Carlson's is how effective the top pressure with the hips is. So notice here, excuse me, Owen's on two knees, and I'm going to be trying to get my elbow and my knee together to protect my guard and bring myself back to a good position. And a nice simple thing that Owen does here is just sitting through and connecting his hips to my hips. I tell you, the difference between rolling with someone who maybe is a little less experienced and doesn't utilize this principle versus someone like Owen who's really, really good at clearing and controlling the hips, it's a massive difference. It's tiring to keep fighting, and it closes that space off via the elbow knee escape. So just that position there. Then once he's consolidated, he goes back into a side control position. Lovely. Right. Let's have a look at this leg entry that's a little further on. So here, managed to get a nice deep grip around the calf. Now this position with the legs is called a shin box. It's a good position to sit in to improve hip mobility, stretching in this position. But here I'm using it as a way to transition to potentially come up for a single leg. As I feel I can get underneath, I managed to hook my foot underneath his shin, and then the other one on the far leg. Now, the fact that Owen's wearing wrestling boots here is helping significantly. As you can see, he's doing a good job. He's pointing his toes so that when I try and elevate and I apply pressure to this leg, a lot of the times the foot can slip off quite easily. But because of the wrestling shoes, I managed to get on the inside space and keep it. So from here, this is the hard part. I've got a good positioning, but elevating and getting underneath a heavy top player is a difficult thing. So as we settle in a little bit more, I roll back and I get a deep grip under this arm. I'm going to pull the arm across. I'm pulling back and I'm going to extend my legs explosively to kick that leg through. Now, I've got hold of his shin still and his calf. His foot's in the pocket. My hand trying to keep it on the knee, pulling my knees to chest, and I'm going to try and get this leg over his hip. All the space that Owen's moving into, he's moving in the right direction to escape. You see how I've got control of him with one arm and then the other arm's kind of posting. My two legs, no control right at this moment. So it's looking good for the escape for Owen. As he turns that corner, I try and throw my legs over into a good position. I get control of the secondary leg, but he's already turning. He's already quite far into escape, and I'm playing catch up here. And this is why I lose the position, because he's ahead in the escape in where he wants to be. And I'm chasing him. As we come up, I sidestep, and he just gets that foot sweep. It's absolutely mint. So let's have a look again. So here, look, playing that guard. As he backs off a little bit, I come up, get the grip on the calf. Hand comes through, pull, elevate. He's already running into that space. Get the secondary leg. Chasing him. Coming up looking for a knee tap, but as I'm looking for that knee tap, just gets that beautiful foot sweep going. Cleans me right off the mat. Look at that. Literally horizontal. One more time. And I've been working on these leg entries a lot. Been having a little bit more success with them. Just trial and error, just going through that process. Elevate, runs out the backside, try and control the secondary leg. Chase. Chase in the back would have been a good option. He gets the foot sweep. And that's something we'll just finish on a note. One thing that I used to do when I was a blue belt, excuse me, if I try a move in the gym and it didn't necessarily work, after a certain period of time, I'd move on to the next thing. And I think that was a lot to do with teaching. So I would teach different things all the time because I was doing a lot of teaching. One thing that I've been doing a lot of recently, especially training at Carlson's, because I'm not really coaching, I'm just being a student there, which is great. So I try a leg lock entanglement, I try an entry, and if it doesn't work, I go away and I think about it. Why didn't it work? Doing these videos really helps as well to analyze what's going on. And then I'll go back in the gym. 10 minutes before the class starts, I'll just grab a partner. I'll sort of go over the moves that I've been working and see whether I can get them to recreate the same response, have a look at what I could do next. And then I'll take it back into the roles, and useful things like watching instructionals or going on YouTube, trying to find the answers is great. It can be really helpful, and it can speed track and give you the answers that you're looking for. But application of knowledge is much more important. So sometimes I'll just totally leave it out. I won't watch an instruction. I won't look for the answer from somebody else. I'll go in and I'll try and figure it out myself, because solving the problems that you run into in jiu-jitsu is probably the biggest part of the learning experience, in my opinion. That trial and error process, going wrong, figuring it out yourself is going to teach you. As you get better at jiu-jitsu, your solutions to these problems will be underlined by better principles, and they'll most likely work better. But I still recommend it, even as a beginner. Always thinking, even white belts, I'd recommend what get into a situation, go into a drill, and think about, what would happen if my partner did this? What would I do to counter this? Now, I don't recommend doing this in drilling time in class. This is something you can do before or after. when you're drilling in class, it's about repetition, and that time before and afterwards, you can really look to dig into some of the issues, positional or submission issues that you've been having, and trying to figure it out with a partner, and just picking a few brains in the room. Always being a student, always learning, always looking to improve. On that note, we're going to get another round filmed this week, and I'll be uploading again soon. So I'll speak to you shortly. Bye bye.